No pressure, guys.
The left fielder, number 4, Brandon Lindell.
Let's go, Trey. All right, Trey, we just need one, kid. Like mine out there catching a fly ball with one hand. Literally 101. Every time.
Whenever you're ready, turn on the light. Right now,
All right, guys. We're back today, broadcasting. It's me, Ryan Swartz.
Me, Max Black. It's the top of the second inning today, and Truman is beating Raytown South 3-1. Caleb Lockwood's on the mound right now, and it's his first game back pitching since his crazy injury that happened a month ago.
It was a pretty electric first inning for the offense of the Truman Patriots. Sam Scott led it off with a RBI gapper hit right up the middle on the first pitch. There was a few base running errors and some errors made in the field for Raytown South, but it's okay because we ended up still scoring 3 runs.
Yeah, the Raytown pitcher walked, I think, 3 of our batters, and that led to a wild pitch that Sam Scott was able to score on to give us that 3rd run. So now we're back to the Patriots defense, and let's see how Caleb does. He had a decent first inning and gave up he gave up 1 run, but he actually had bases loaded with 2 outs and was able to escape the inning.
Yeah, it was a pretty good jam to get out of for him. I bet that really helped his confidence a lot, especially it being his first game back, but looks pretty good right now. He's been throwing a lot of strikes.
Yeah, and Caleb actually has had a really good season as a out of the bullpen. He was their main closer to go to when the game was on the line, and he actually was producing until he got hit in the face with a 90-mile-per-hour ball. But he's back, and he's actually looking pretty good. This is the first time I know he's been working really hard, but this is the first time he's told me that he's been out on the mound in over a month. So you gotta imagine how difficult that would be.
Oh yeah, and obviously as you can see, he's got that facial guard.
Looking like a softball player.
Almost like a softball pitcher. Has that mask on his face, but I mean, can't take any risks when you got nailed by a 90 per hour.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going across the diamond at 90 plus. He's a Mizzou commit, so
yeah. That's a good
strike
pitch by
2.
Caleb right there. And talking about that game, so Caleb, I don't know if you guys know, but he was running to second base, and
Didn't slide.
the shortstop was trying to turn a double play, and he didn't slide and got nailed right in the face. Which, if you haven't seen,
Strike 3.
great
Caleb
strikeout
Lockwood.
by Caleb right there.
Went to the off speed in a
Ball-
2-strike
yeah.
count, and
Ball dropped
Stuck him.
right into the zone. But going back to Caleb, so
The second baseman, number
we actually
6,
produced
Connor
a story about his injury that you guys should go watch. It's up on THS News Media YouTube channel, and it details the entire thing, injury that happened to him, and it's really interesting. So you guys should go watch that.
getting down to the bottom half of the lineup here for the Cardinals, and these guys seem to be struggling with finding out the pitch mix that Lockwood's throwing out. It seems like they just don't know what's coming.
And he just saved himself from getting a strike right there as he pulled back. Another ball by Caleb. he's been having a little bit of difficulty locating the zone today, but you know, you can't expect much when you haven't been playing for a month.
Yeah, but I mean, we're both in his weights class, and he's been really working him as much as he can.
Oh yeah, man, he's been straight gripping and ripping it in the weights class with his arm, man. Getting that weighted ball every day.
Ooh, great framework there by Randy Ayala.
Yeah, great pitch by Lockwood. He's really good at locating high, but low he struggles.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he should just try to keep his fastball as high as off-speed low, because it seems like anytime he goes fastball low, it's just not accurate.
Another strike by Caleb. That's a great pitch. Didn't even decide to swing at it right now. I think he's just leaving him in off.
My guess here would be off-speed by Lockwood. Gets him swinging.
Yep. Boom.
Not off-speed.
Another strikeout, baby. Caleb is finding his groove in the second inning. He's really cooking. And, you know, the Truman Patriots have had a pretty up and down season this year. As I think they have a losing record as of late, but they started off the season 5-1.
5-1, yeah, that was a great start of the season there. They've been pretty hot as of late. They won their last 2 games, even though last night they stranded 9 runners on the bags, 9 runners, and still were able to win 3-0 because it's some great pitching by Dawson Torpy, Sam Scott, and Brandon Lindell.
You know, and I don't think it's. I don't know. I honestly don't think it's the pitching that's the problem. Most of the games, most of the guys just can't get on base.
Yeah.
And that's a good hit by number 4 on Raytown South. Just cracks it right up the middle.
On speed by Lockwood there. Just left it hanging down the middle. Pretty good hit. I mean, there's nothing much to it.
You know, that's okay because he just got 2 people strike out on that same pitch. So you got to take risks.
I mean, you gotta assume that batter was looking for it there.
It's baseball, baby. This is how it works. And we got number 11 up for Raytown South.
He's a pretty big kid.
Yeah, and he just cracked one.
He can rip the ball. I know he can.
And they get it back in.
So really good, quick relay from the right field.
Yeah, only gave up a single. That could have easily been more.
Yeah. I believe that's Josh Dixon in the outfield starting. Right. It's a good relay. Get it back into Dutzel. Just get it back to Lockwood and reset.
Josh Dixon, our first-year varsity player. He has not played baseball in 2 years until he tried out this year and made the team. So what a story.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of young talent, too. So for him to be able to come in and even start some games is crazy.
Yeah. And this.
That's going right.
That is unfortunate.
That'll be a run given up. Oh, he's got him in a pickle. Rooks to Locke. Locke to Scott, and he's out at second.
Yep. And base runner made a mistake right there, but they still cash out on 1 run, and it's 3-2 at the bottom of the second.
For Brady to hold that ball and just look him off, and he got him off the bag, and then was able to get him out. It's just pretty good defense right there. And
when you're that big, the good chances are you're not going to be very fast. So that was just a really poor decision by the Raytown South runner. And who's he get outrun? Nobody, because he's a big boy.
Yeah. So what we've been noticing just through this first inning of play, just the first inning of play for Raytown South, is that the catcher, I mean, he definitely can tell his pitcher where to throw the ball, where he thinks that we're going to swing. We had some swings that we missed in the first inning, but he also seems to be dropping the ball and overthrowing a lot. So I expect to see some stolen base attempts here by the Patriots.
Don't really know if it's the pitcher. Oh, it's not the pitcher. I'm going to be honest. It's the catcher. He just cannot catch the ball right now. Me and Ryan have been watching him this whole game, and he's been constantly dropping and overthrowing the ball. So we'll see.
Strong.
We'll see if he gets in his groove this inning, but could mean more free bases for the Patriots.
Yeah, and he had a really costly error in the last inning. He brought the ball back to throw it, and he just literally dropped it right behind his head.
And that advanced Sam Scott to third base, and he ended up scoring, I think, the next play. So I mean, that's just baseball, baby.
Yeah. This pitcher seems to have a little bit of a funky delivery to him, kind of chicken wings his arm almost. But as long as we're getting hits, I guess that doesn't really matter.
And Dane Blankenship's up to bat for the Patriots. He is the ace for this Patriots team, and he's a very good pitcher. but we still do not know where he's going to go to college yet. Hopefully, you know.
Yeah, I mean, this kid's down in the 80s with his fastball and has some really good break on all his off speed. I mean, I can see him going anywhere.
He really locates his pitches very well. But today he's out batting for the Patriots as Lockwood's on the mound. And he just nicked it. Yep.
Hey, I like the aggressiveness right now by the Patriots batters. I mean, they really, really are getting pieces of balls and really trying to just grip and rip right now. So.
Yeah, and Dane Blankenship is batting .294 on the year in 51 at bats. So he's actually having a pretty good season for a primary pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, when you're pretty much a PO, you really only play center field and you don't get a lot of ABs. That's pretty good.
And he's the only person on the whole team that has hit a triple this year. So he's a very dynamic hitter. He doesn't have much power, but he really has good contact on the ball, and he can just drive it.
Yeah, I believe that triple. Sam was telling me earlier that he actually got thrown out at third, but they gave him the hit and then said that he got picked off on the next pitch. So apparently there's not been any triples by this Patriots team this year. But hey, if the stats say it, then I'm not going to go against it.
The stats say it.
Oh,
and a good pick by the Raytown South first baseman, but it's a close play at first. Unfortunately, we're not able to beat it out. Next up the bat, Josh Dixon. And Josh Dixon actually is one of the few guys on this team that, you know, he makes contact with the ball. It just doesn't always end up in a hit.
Yeah, I mean, this guy really seems like Josh Dixon really seems to just get a piece of every ball like that he can. I mean, he swings a lot, and I mean, in his first ever at bat on this team, he hit a pretty good liner just right up the middle. He's able to get a base hit. A bunt attempt
and he tries
there.
to bunt there. Dixon's batting .250 on the year, but only 8 at bats, so that's a very small sample size, and you can't really judge him for that. But you know, he actually is not a primary baseball player. He actually was the kicker for the football team, and he played soccer. So he's a very good multi-sport athlete, and he just, you know, you can always find him in some type of sport.
Yeah. Not to mention he's also very involved with school, so I'm pretty sure that's kind of what took away from his time in baseball. Like you said, also with the other sports that he plays.
Very involved, student and student council, and musicals and such. He's when you think of Truman, you think of Josh Dixon.
Yeah. Pitcher steps off the mound here, just to kind of gather himself.
Let's go, Josh. And here we go. Strikeout looking. It's unfortunate for Josh. I think that's his first time he's caught strikeout looking the whole year.
Yeah, I mean, if he's getting struck out, he's swinging. I mean, that's the best way to go down, in my opinion. So
now
The second baseman.
Toby Bingham is back up to bat.
Bryce Dutzel.
It's Bryce Dutzel, though,
Yeah,
I think.
Bryce Dutzel.
Yeah. Bryce Dutzel is batting. Bryce Dutzel is batting 194 on the year and 36 ABs. So, you know, he's actually a really good player, but he just had a kind of a hitting slump this year. But you can expect him to keep it up or pick it up in the playoffs.
Apparently he hit a pretty good gapper as he fouls that pitch off, but he hit a pretty good gapper last night and made some really good contact. So love to see it. This guy's one of my buddies, and like you said, he's just kind of had a down year for hitting. But
you know, it's been difficult for a lot of players as they did not have a season last year. So really, this is like going straight from sophomore to senior year, and that junior season is very important.
Yeah, I mean, we both play basketball, and I think we can both attest to this. But I mean, yeah, junior is really important just for your development of your skills and everything. And so not getting to have that is really, really a tough break for some of these guys like Bryce, who didn't really get to play.
Yeah, and you know, with that being said, there's a lot of new players on varsity this year. As you know, Bryce, Greenwald, and Randy Ayala are pretty much the only people that played at all their sophomore year on varsity. So last year they only played 6 games against the same team every game. So there's just really a lot of gap in between like players. Like they just have to figure out what the varsity game is really like. As you know, for basketball especially, it's way faster. So imagine what it is for baseball. People are throwing harder. The pitches are better located.
You got a lot of movement on it
Yeah,
too.
the fielders are a lot better. There's not as many errors. Just these players just got to adjust to that, but they've done a pretty good job this year. As it's a pretty senior-led team, and they've actually helped develop some freshmen and some sophomores. And the future for baseball at Truman is pretty bright.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of young talent that's really been able to develop this year. Brandon Lindell broke the strikeout record at Truman actually recently with 11 strikeouts. That's just crazy to think that a freshman is doing that.
Yeah, and he's only like 5'8", so he has a lot of room to grow. And
high and tight right there by the pitcher.
Bryce Dutzel, is he about to get walked right here? I bet you he will. I just feel the walk coming. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. This is a hitter's count.
Yeah, it's definitely a hitter's count. You're ahead in the count. I mean, anything close you swing, it's a full count. But
let's go rip it, Bryce. That's unfortunate, but
yeah, in that situation, if you're going to swing, you swing. But not a bad.
And that ends the inning as top of the third. Caleb Lockwood returns to the mound, and Truman is up 3-2.
Raytown South 3-2.
Not like we won't see you again this week.
All right, and we return. It's the top of the third inning, and Caleb Lockwood's on the mound. Nicholas Logeman is about to be up to bat, and Truman's looked pretty good so far in the game. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've looked really well. I mean, had a few mishaps in the field, but that's all right. I mean, we've been batting
Leading off
balls,
with the Cardinals,
getting runners across,
the shortstop, number 5,
taking
Nick
advantage of
Logan.
errors. So,
Speaking of errors, we have made some errors ourselves that have resulted in some runs. So if we could just tighten up the fielding, that'd be pretty good.
yeah, I agree. See someone warming up in the pen over there. I can't really tell who, but I think Caleb Lockwood's been doing pretty good. Just putting the ball in the way. That's all you got to do as a pitcher. Trust your feet.
Yeah, and as Truman gets ready for this playoff run they're about to make, it's really important that Caleb gets ready for that. As we talked about earlier, he's not been here, so he's a big part of this team. And for him to give his arm back, it's important. As you know, it's like taking a break from sport. For that much time in the middle of the season, it's always hard, especially if you're making a playoff push, to get back into it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. For someone like Caleb, who is one of the, he's been the best relief pitcher for the team this year. It's really important that he gets that arm back into game shape and everything.
And Caleb has started out with not some great pitches right now, but just like last time, I think he's going to corral it at the end of this AB.
Yeah, like you mentioned just a second ago, as this team gets ready for the playoff run, this team actually has been able to bring Coach Latham to his best record as a head coach here at Trinity.
Really?
Yes. It's really, honestly, a good achievement for this team. It definitely brings a lot of confidence to the program. As you mentioned before, a lot of young guys on this team. Next year's definitely going to be a fun one to watch.
And Caleb walks the first batter. And actually, fun fact, the kid he walked, I've known my whole life, and I would go to church.
The catcher number 9, Jackson Rose.
But yeah, so hopefully Caleb will not be able to, he needs to get his pitches under control. I believe in him, but yeah, I feel like he'd be kind of weird pitching out the basket. I feel like a little bit of a softball player.
Definitely throws you off a little bit, but he'll get used to it. He kind of has to if he wants his health to be okay.
And another high pitch by Caleb right there. He's just been throwing a lot of high pitches. Like, hasn't really been able to locate so far. Let's see.
He's a pretty big guy here at the plate, so I mean, his strike zone's kind of expanded a little bit. Steal attempt, overthrow by Randy Ayala. Pretty good snag there by Dutzel.
Well, they called that up. That's very interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
All right, Jackson, there he is, kid. Nice, easy swing.
Yeah, I know. High school words.
And
Pop up for Dixon in the right field.
And he decided, the second base runner decided not to go, which is an interesting decision, as I feel like he could have made it.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty deep pop up right there for Raytown South. I mean,
The left fielder, number 15, Raul Romero.
Any deep tag up and
That was a good catch by Josh Dixon. I think Josh was going to be able to get it, but I don't think it was going to be time.
yeah, that was a pretty good throw there by Dixon to get it back into Sam Scott. So.
And Layton's telling Caleb he's got to get in position in case something happens here.
Yep.
That's a great pitch by Caleb right there. He's finding his place. I told you he was going to have a pitch by Caleb.
Yeah. I mean, that batter was taken on the way there. He thought Caleb was going to come with the pitch there, but right down the pipe.
Yeah. And that
Another
is a
pop-up.
great pitch by Caleb.
To Brady Rice. That was a great play right there.
That was a great pitch by Caleb. That's just a tough pitch to hit right there because he threw it very slow. Randy's speaking his English like
Randy's
The
definitely
pitcher number 1, Trey
on the
Judd.
team. You hear him talking all the time, so not a surprise there that he's getting ready.
And the primary catcher actually injured Bryce Reed. He has a concussion, right? He took a few foul balls to the dome, which is difficult.
Oh,
And that was
again, a bad throw there by Randy Ayala.
And that was just tough. Truman making errors is the only reason
That game's tied now, 3-3. So, I mean,
All right, start us out again,
it's going
Trey.
to be a dogfight till the end, man. Randy Ayala had a great dodge right there. It's that low pitch. But
He just kind of herky-jerky with his motions, and as I know you saw that, but he was touching his arm. It's a good pitch by Caleb. I know that one hurt.
That's a stinger right there, man.
And yeah, Truman's got an interesting lineup out there, to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, definitely not their normal starters.
Yeah, this is
Again,
actually
another great
Caleb's
block.
first game starting all year. So that's okay.
Nice block, catch.
Definitely trying to give some of their guys a break in the starting pitching rotation because I mean, they've played a lot of games recently. So
I think they have 28 total games played, and the only person that hasn't missed any games is Sam Scott. What an Ironman. I mean, that's just Cal Ripken right there. Playing short, too.
another low pitch there by Lockwitz. He needs to get it up a little bit.
He's just trying to locate. He'll be fine. 3-1 right now. So hopefully Caleb doesn't leave one over the plate.
He's behind in the count, so he's got to get something in his own.
That's tough. It's Caleb Watson. 2 outs in the inning. Caleb could just get one out, we'll be fine, and go to the bottom.
The right fielder, number 10, Connor Nixon.
Truman batters
Go,
a chance
Connor.
to get the lead up.
I believe going to the pen, maybe.
And you see Bryce Greenwald coming out of his slumber to talk to the pitcher.
Yeah, I see him with the glasses on. I bet that head turned a little bit, man. Took a few, too many.
You know Bryce, dude. He shotguns Dr. Peppers and gets hit in the head. That's his thing.
Yep. As Latham snaps a picture of Lockwood and 2 buddies right there.
And
He goes to Ben Kirby out of the bullpen here.
no, they're actually, I think they're bringing Sam Scott in.
They
I don't believe so. Sam Scott pitched last night, so I think that was Kirby warmed up in the pen over there.
Oh, well, maybe, yeah. Actually, you're right, yeah. That's so awkward. I thought he was a lefty.
Maybe just a lefty batter.
I don't know. He throws a football left-handed, and you know, there's a lot of people that do that, which I don't understand because
Is that Kirby?
Yeah, being a lefty, anything in baseball is pretty cheesy.
Interesting decision.
Now pitching for the Patriots, number 5, Ben Kirby.
As he actually was not doing that bad, but no, maybe they're just trying to get him rest, especially since it's first game back.
Yeah, I definitely think he's trying to give him some rest. It's a lot coming back from an injury like that. You know, pitching a couple of strong innings there, in my opinion. I mean, he was throwing the ball pretty well there, first 2 innings, so
And
definitely needs a break.
Kirby's throwing pretty hard. Has a nice, nice form, but you can definitely tell that the right hand is not his main hand because he's kind of herky-jerky.
Yeah, it seems a little awkward.
You know, that's
Just kidding. Yeah, this guy's apparently a goofball in the dugout. So.
Oh yeah, one of everyone's favorite teammates. He actually started a food fight in the parking lot. Biscuit war, man. The infamous biscuit war of Truman parking lot, where they were eating some biscuits, and next thing you know, the biscuits are all over the ground, on each other's cars. Just interesting environment the baseball team is.
Yeah, they've had a few incidents where the team's got in trouble. It's okay. It's okay. It's baseball. Boys will be boys.
They're a bunch of rascals, as the old fellas would say. And can Kirby come in and close the inning with just 1 out? That's a good pitch, man.
First pitch right down the middle for Ben Kirby. I mean, he's just from the warm-up. I mean, he's looking like he's feeling pretty good. Throwing pretty hard. Arm seems to be in good condition. So.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That hurts.
That one is definitely. He's gonna feel that one for the next week.
Well, you know, sometimes you just gotta teach him a lesson.
The second baseman, number 6, Connor
Maybe it was
Fitzgerald.
crowding the plate. Maybe he wasn't.
I don't really know where that hit him, but
I think that he took it right off the chest. No,
seems to be favoring that left hand right there. So.
I think he was trying to bunt, if I'm not mistaken. It kind of looked like a bunt attempt.
Yeah, he tried to bunt it off first pitch of his last at bat. So
Very interesting. Very interesting approach.
yeah, in my opinion, any bunt attempt on the first pitch of that bat is kind of
Risque.
it's kind of risky. I mean, that was the second pitch of the at bat for him there.
Yeah. Bunting in general, you know. That's how Max Scherzer broke his nose. If you remember that.
Yeah, but Max Scherzer's also a demon. I mean, that guy's for real.
People named Max are just demons in general.
Okay, Max.
And will Kirby corral it? Because that was kind of a wild one. That's a great pitch.
Not gonna lie, as the next guy up after someone gets hit, definitely be a little bit nervous to step in that box.
Yeah, that wasn't just getting hit. That kid got beamed.
Kid got bad. Kirby seems to be a little bit all over the place right now, but
Hey.
he'll get
Golden Corral. And Kirby. And it's high. Hitters count. I think it's 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1, 2 down. I mean, you gotta get him out here.
2-1.
You know, Truman. Good pitch by Kirby, but the reason this is our first broadcast this year is because we actually have a GoPro through the fence, as you can see.
And it's a little bit of an awkward angle, but hey.
Fortunately, this is going to be our only broadcast this year, as this is the last home game.
Yeah. Misha's kind of stubborn with letting us try to broadcast.
We would love to do playoff baseball, but Misha, greedy for the money, you know how they are.
It's kind of the same way. It's been that way for a long time. So. Runner going. Oh. No.
He seems kind of frustrated after that one. And Kirby's only actually pitched 4 innings the whole year with an ERA of
Number 2, Isaac Capels.
3.2. So not bad. He has 3 strikeouts on the year. He's walked 8 batters, which
Go, Isaac.
he's a junior, I think. Actually, no, I think he's a sophomore. He's a sophomore.
Wait for your.
This is kind of that learning phase for the young ones.
Definitely learning. He goes out just for the windup with the bases. Maybe that's just a timing thing, but kind of an interesting decision.
This is Truman is in a bad situation. You can't put all the pressure on Kirby.
Yeah. Runner stunts. Throw the ball to second, Kirby. Thank you. And he's out. He's out
And
of second.
great throw by Ben Kirby right there. Great tag by Sam Scott. Another run error by the Raytown South baseball team. I mean, the runners just have no communication with each other.
Yeah, I mean, that's just bad baseball.
And we'll be back when Truman starts to go. And we're back with Randy Ayala up to bat for the Truman Patriots.
Let's see if Randy can do something from this leadoff spot in the inning. I mean, he's struggled a little bit, but I mean, he has a good eye.
And he's very fast. So maybe he could lay down something and get on base.
Yep. As you see, Dance is getting into the box right there.
And I called it.
A bunt attempt, and he's not going to be able to.
Oh!
He does beat it out.
And Randy, that's an error, but that's still a good play by Randy. You know, when you get a fast guy like that, the people are more prone to make errors. As you know, it's a very closer play.
Yeah, it's definitely a struggle to try to make plays on a guy that's fast because, you know, like when you're trying to turn two, a guy that's fast going from home to first is really hard to, like, throw out.
Yeah, and as Anthony Locke is up, he's batting .241, but he leads the team in home runs this year with 3. He has very nice power on the bat, and he can just rip the ball. I mean, he's a very powerful hitter. As you.
Oh yeah. As they try a hidden ball trick right there, it didn't seem to work as Ayala gets back in time, but
this ain't MLB, baby.
Yeah, I don't think these guys are good enough to pull that hidden ball trick off.
If Randy got caught on that, man, I'd have to roast him.
Yeah.
As Locke takes a huge swing and misses right
Daddy
there.
hack right there, man.
Hey, you see the mustache? He's a grown man.
That's a grown man. Nah. Don't hype him up too much. He's still a grown boy.
Reminds me of a Yankee with the mustache and the kind of the short hair. Looks like Don Mattingly up there. As Randy's about
steals.
And Randy's safe.
Wow.
And some heckling fans in the crowd thinking the umpire made a bad decision, but. And is that Dawson? Wait, who is that?
Who is that? Is that Dawson?
No. I think Dawson's 16. Maybe it's Dawson. I don't know. It looks like Dawson.
Clue.
Hold up, let me look. And Dawson, yeah, it is Dawson Torpy.
Dawson
up to run the
running.
bases, and he's actually sneaky fast. You wouldn't be able to tell it by how he looks, but he's a very sneaky.
Because he's a
fast.
PO.
Oh yeah, PO all day. And his brother actually is also a PO, so it just must run in the family.
Definitely runs in the family. Dawson's a pretty good pitcher, though. He's had a all right season.
He almost pitched a perfect game a few games ago, and they lost.
They did. One hitter.
And that's how the Truman season's just been going. It's just so random. Like, some players will have great games and they'll still lose, and you know, that's just baseball.
As Locke walks there, he's been having a pretty good eye today. I mean, other than that one daddy hack, it's.
And Sam Scott, Scotty Hottie, the 6th god, is up to bat. He's batting at a team high 393 in 89 ABs, and he's the only player on the team that has played every single game. So that is called consistency right there.
He's definitely been putting the team on his back in times.
And he's a very versatile hitter, as he has a home run and 11 doubles.
Wow. Tough call right there for Sam Scott. I mean, that ball was definitely down and out of the zone.
And Sam has only struck out 17 times.
That's insane.
And that is just called being a great hitter right there.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at those stats earlier, and I mean, for a guy that has over 100 plate appearances, that is a crazy.
108 to be exact.
Yeah, 108 plate appearances, only 17 strikeouts. I mean, if that's not a good batter, I don't know what is.
And you know, Sam worked really hard over the offseason, as many thought he was going to get a chance on varsity sophomore year, but he ended up not getting to. So he had 2 summers that worked really hard, and he has. And I saw this kid develop his whole life, and now he's a senior and he's playing great.
As Dawson takes off for third there on a foul ball. But yeah, like you mentioned, I mean, I went to a couple of those guys, like, just soft toss workouts over the summer and even during the school year, and I mean, this guy can crush the ball if he gets a hold of one.
Oh man, he has a really smooth swing, and you know, if he makes contact on the ball, he usually always is on base. I mean, there's not very instances of him lining out or him grounding out. I mean,
yeah,
he makes good wood.
I mean, this pitcher seems to not want to throw the ball to Sam Scott. I mean, he's literally throwing the ball low every single pitch.
That's how you know that they respect him as a batter, because they don't want to give him anything over the middle, because they know he's taking it.
Oh yeah, he'll take this pitcher deep if he gets a hold of one.
Yeah. I believe that he actually homered against Raytown South's rival, Raytown, which I don't know if there's a coincidence here. Oh, and he pops up
off the end of the bat right into a double play.
That is unfortunate, as that ball kind of just died in the air.
Yeah, it was off the end of the bat, kind of out of the sweet spot. If that ball would have hit any part of the barrel, I mean, that ball's going to be going right into the gap. So.
And that's unfortunate, as Dawson Torpy thought the same as we did, and he took off for third and was tagged out at second.
I wouldn't really call that a base running error, though. I mean, that's kind of just baseball. I mean, you see a ball hit up the middle, you just take off.
And Brady Rooks batting .371 and 35 ABs. He's only played 11 games. He got quarantined due to COVID.
And he was out before that as well with the injury. So, I mean, he's been out for like 4 weeks.
His numbers might be a little inflated, but Brady is a very good baseball player.
He's another one of those guys, like, and that ball
as you see it,
destroyed.
he just rips it.
And
there's an error in the outfield. And
good relay
2
there
runners
for
on
South.
base, 2 outs. Truman, Noah Brunk walks up to the plate, and Brunk he's a very good hitter,
I mean,
especially
look at
power.
the guy. Look at the guy. I mean, he might not swing for contact, but if he makes contact with the ball, it's going.
Yeah, he's batting .220 in a year and 41 ABs, and he also has a home run that he absolutely murdered into someone's backyard at Truman Field.
Oh yeah, it was at least 400 feet. I mean,
he absolutely murdered it.
It was destroyed.
And that fence over there is only 301, so it's very easy for hitters to pull the ball. And
Oh no, that ball was dead center, man. That ball went over the center of the fence, still into someone's backyard, like you said. But
and that's a tough take from Brunk right there, as it was low in the zone, but I think Brunk's more of a high hitter.
oh yeah, he likes the high cheese,
Yeah.
as some would say.
And if he can just hit a gapper, we might be able to score right here.
And that ball is popped up foul.
And went over the fence into the apartment complex, as that is a very awkward foul ball.
Yeah, didn't really know where that ball was going at first, but everyone's heads turned, so.
And no Brunk. It's actually a product of Sycamore Hills Elementary School. Best
elementary school.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is tough. That is a tough take right there.
Curveball right there. And
As
just kind of left him.
yeah. It's the end of the inning now, 3-3, and we will be back. And we're back with Kirby on the mound and number 2 for Raytown South up to bat. And Coach Latham stuck Kirby in at the end of the 3rd inning last time, and not much you can do as a pitcher when you are expected to get some outs. But now he's in his groove, and as you see, that was a beautiful pitch by him right there.
Oh yeah, that ball's coming in hot right there. Don't really think the batter was expecting that, as he was a little bit behind.
That's like an MLB The Show when you use pinpoint pitching and you hit your spot exactly. And another one.
Again, he's tardy on that ball. I mean, Kirby
blowing it right by him.
Seems not be able to keep up with Kirby's gas. So.
Yeah, and Kirby has kind of a funky release point, and that might be the problem with this guy. Oh, barely inside, as that's a very good pitch by Kirby right there.
Yeah, I mean, if he swung at that ball, it was gonna sting.
Yeah, that's just one of the filler pitches you got to do. And
yeah.
Outside fastball. It's tough for catcher to catch.
Ayala seems to be having a tough time behind the plate with some of these wild pitches. I mean, he's had a few good blocks, but I mean,
Ayala's pretty small, so doesn't really have. And that goes into center field. And
that ball's getting down. As
Dane is not able to make the play, but it was a great effort by him. As that kid absolutely ripped that ball.
Yeah, I mean, that ball was
very good hit.
Blankenship with a great effort, though. As you see the hat coming off, the glasses
Yeah.
coming off. So
You see the curly hair flowing in the wind, you know.
hey, man, the
He's
curly
actually-
flow is different.
He's actually made some incredible catches this year, so there's very well chance that that could have been caught. But I think it was just too far into the gap, but it was a great effort.
Yeah, that ball was coming in hot as well. I mean, it's hard to get to a ball in center field if it's into the gap. So
And Kirby with the heater right down the middle once again, and no swing by the Raytown South batter. And
that ball's
that's going to hit
foul.
into the apartment building. Ooh, hits the fence.
Oh, Brunk wins. It's okay.
Oh,
Brunk
yeah.
hit it over the fence. So
Some kid on a bike just goes and picks it up.
biker boy with the clutch retrieval of the ball.
Oh. Oh, and Kirby hits him. Second hit batter of the game for Benjamin Kirby.
Yeah, and I mean that's tough, man. I mean you don't ever want to hit a batter.
Kirby's hit 2 kids with the wombo combo, and you know, maybe it'll teach him to not get so close to the plate. And there's a person on first and a person on second. And can Kirby? Oh,
Trainer coming out to see him real quick.
and Nikki's coming onto the field to see if the
The goat Nikki,
The
man.
batter.
She's always trying to help somebody.
She's the best athletic trainer in the area, no doubt.
Oh yeah, definitely one of the best in the state as well. She's always caring for not only players on the Truman team but on the opposing team as well.
Yep. And I don't know if we talked about the weather, but it is a very cold afternoon in mid-May, which is very awkward. Or not May. Is it May? I can't even remember. It is May.
Hey man,
It's been a long year.
it feels like it is not May because Missouri weather's a little bit stupid,
Yeah.
as some would say.
Feels more like a February day. And almost nails the another batter.
As the batter and Kirby are
batters-
teammates.
They are.
Apparently. Yeah, from what I assume to be the batter's dad just said. They seem to be teammates on a club team.
And that's going to score at least one. Actually, never mind.
Never mind. Yeah, that was a
great
relay by
Lindell, baby.
Brandon Lindell.
Throwing an absolute laser from the outfield.
Yeah, able to hold that runner, and that was definitely perfect
Oh,
right
yeah.
there by that lefty.
And you got to wonder if they'll put someone warm up in the pen soon, as Kirby seems to be struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I thought I saw someone warming up over there, but I guess not. I mean, Latham seems to trust Kirby in this situation.
That's a
and
great
He's able to
curveball.
get out, and the runner is a little late with that steal attempt, so he'll hold it third.
And Raytown South has been doing a good job of getting runners on base. They just have not capitalized always when the runners have been on base.
Yeah, I mean, the game's still tied 3-3, and they literally had bases loaded in back-to-back innings, so.
Yeah. They've had 1 run per inning so far.
Yep.
Like, not in terms of the average, but they've actually scored 1 run every inning. And Truman only scored 3 runs in the first and have been hitting a dry spell ever since.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right, though. Definitely a dry spell for Truman, but they seem to be still getting hits, still being able to get on base, so that's
Yeah.
all right.
They had a great chance when Sam was up to bat, but unfortunately the ball just kind of died
Yeah,
off the bat.
luckily for the Patriots, Randy Ayala is a pretty
That's
fast
going to
guy.
score 2.
Another base running error as Rux is able to tag the runner out at first, to the gap to Sam at third, and he's out at second. A
And
double play, technically.
That's the second time this has happened.
Yeah, I mean, Raytown South seems to not be able to run the bases, so.
Yeah, they need to get coached up on that, but they do take the lead 5-3 as Raytown scores 2. And, you know, Raytown South fans are yelling at them. And I would be too, as that's the second time that they've got caught in a pickle. And if you're the runner right there, why would you try to run? if you're the second base runner, why are you running right there?
Yeah, I mean,
You see your teammate get caught in a pickle. Why are you getting caught in a pickle?
yeah, in my opinion, that's definitely just a stupid play right there. As the second base runner, I mean,
you
as
gotta-
a base runner, you have to really see
gotta
what's
commit.
going on. So
He should have committed. Like,
yeah,
he was getting all antsy in the running the bases. Oh, and we didn't mention they
Brunkus.
bring on Brunk. Noah Brunk. workhorse.
Everyone loves this guy. I mean, he's the man. I mean, that's all to say.
And we'll be back once Raytown gets up to bat. And we're back as there's 2 outs in the top of the 4th with Noah Brunk, who just was subbed on as relief. And this will be Noah's first pitch as Raytown South just made a costly error on base running.
Yeah, you could say it's costly, but they did get 2 runs out of it. So Brunk
And
right there,
Brunk-
drop for a strike.
Brunk has kind of a funky motion as well, as he throws it almost over his shoulder like a football.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big guy too. So seeing a big guy on the mound like that with a funky delivery is just weird.
And that is a tough pitch to hit, as he has like 2 motions with his arm.
I mean, it
tricks
like-
your battery eye.
It's almost like a hinge in your shot in basketball. Like it's literally like a hinge in his throw. It's very weird.
Yeah, it's almost like, Kevin Durant releases the ball like twice. He brings it up to his shoulder, then he brings it up to the top of the head and releases it. It's almost like that.
Yeah, it's just weird to see. But hey, if it works, then that's all that matters.
And 2 strikes, 0 balls, as Brunk is about to strike this guy out. First ball. And I believe the kid that just grabbed the ball, his name is Rowley. It's a very interesting name.
Rowley. I wonder if there's a Greg Hafley on that team too.
Yeah.
Heffley. And
We're
a strikeout
done.
for
Don't
Brunk.
come by my house. We're done. As Noah Brunk gets the strikeout, and we go to the bottom of the 4th.